In a world crying out for Thunderdome. The fans have spoken. 2 films enter, 1 film leaves. The top 10 gives you a reckoning by the name of Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Brought to you by the Schmoes Know Network. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
And we are back with, that was a good one. We are back with our 3rd installment of this series. This one was surprising. Oh,
It's our first Blunderdome.
It's our first Blunderdome. I'm sorry. Welcome to Blunderdome.
Blunderdome.
That's right. We were begging for one.
Yeah.
And finally, Wiley Todd came through for us. Picked John Cusack movies, which you don't really think about having that many blunders. But then when you look
got
through
some
his,
clunkers.
he's got a lot of blunders, and
Yeah.
and now he's just like, there's a lot of bad movies he's doing now because I think he's just living for the paycheck, man.
I think it's inherent in a career this long.
Yeah, I guess.
If you're not going to be Tom Hanks,
Yeah,
it's tough, or Tom Cruise,
yeah.
where everything is a huge picture each time it comes out.
Yeah, it
like
really is,
John
man.
Cusack's been making a hell of a payday, and then makes like 2 to 4 movies a year, and one of them is usually pretty good.
Yeah, and he's good. He's a good actor, man.
Even when the movie sucks, he's good in it.
Yeah, he could be miscast sometimes, like that Raven film.
I think when they're bad, it's just it could be miscast, but more often than not, I think it's like, this is a bad idea.
All right.
I never blame him. Just like, this seems like a cheap cash grab from everybody.
Yeah.
Producers, the director, the writer, nobody set out to do anything other than hopefully we can spend $100 million, or not 100, but $40 million into 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100. I was like, he doesn't really do many $100 million
Not
pictures
anymore.
anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
but he's one of those guys that will pop up. Like eventually he'll pop, like Jeff Goldblum. He'll just pop up in these films. He'll make his money and roll out. And God love him. And you got to work. Got to pay the bills. And he's very active on Twitter as well, which is
I wonder
surprising.
if he, like Goldblum, would ever join the Marvel universe. Can you imagine Cusack in a small role?
I don't know what he would be, though. He's one of these guys that I don't know if he could fit in a Marvel universe. Maybe in a Guardians of Galaxy.
I think so. If he did something like Grosse Point Blank, where it's fast talking, he doesn't trust anybody, and he's kind of like, he's a conduit between two worlds and helps them move their story along.
Maybe.
So he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, but he's a good guy because he helps you, but at the same time, it also benefits him kind of thing. I can see him playing that really well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, everyone's getting in. James Franco is going to play Multiple Man.
Oh, I didn't know Franco was getting in.
Oh, yeah.
Why not?
Might as well you got to take a piece of that pie, man.
Yeah. Especially after Thor.
Yeah.
When Goldblum came in, it's just like perfect.
Yeah. Or Stallone in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah.
too. Like, you're like, what?
Well, they're thinking of
if
spinning
Stone
that
couldn't
off,
get in.
potentially.
Right.
Whereas Goldblum is like, I don't know, unless you pop up in somebody else's movie, you're not getting spun off.
Well, he's going to pop up in Avengers Infinity War because he's Del Toro's brother, the collector's brother. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing some shit together, which is going to be fun as hell.
That's interesting.
Two ham scene-stealing sons of bitches together. Those scenes are going to blow the doors off people. People are going to laugh their asses off through those scenes in Avengers. I have no doubt. But so anyway, who were the two gentlemen that won?
It was Brian Safferny versus Joey Anthony.
And what did Brian have?
Brian had 2012. He got in first, and he was immediately like 2012.
Yeah.
And then Joey tried 2012 and was like, dude, I'm shutting you down. It's already been taken. It's whoever gets in first. That's how it's drawn. It's not
Damn
favorites. Right. He just got it in first.
Damn right.
To make our job easy. So then he came back and he's like, I love everything. And then some people were chiming in. They said The Raven. And they said like a couple others. What about this? I even had one. I was like, in my head, I was like, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring it up because it could come up, later.
Influence the vote.
Yeah, I don't want to influence the vote later.
Right.
There's no point in doing that because I like that when we put it up and we're like, I have my choice. Let's see what theirs is.
Yeah, I'm so tempted to vote half the time. Like
I never do.
I roll my mouse across the yes, no, or whatever the choices are, and I just go, no, I can't go play favorites.
What are you choosing this?
I don't want to play favorites.
This is the thing. In this,
Yeah.
people mostly incorrectly voted.
Yes.
Because they voted like, oh, I love Con Air.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Blunderdome. So
Yeah.
guess what? For the next half hour, I'm just going to be shitting on Con Air.
I think Matt said it correctly. He's going to be shitting on Con Air.
That is a Blunderdome.
It's really hard for me to shit on it, but I will
It's
shit
a blunder.
on it.
And that's inherent in. You didn't ask me to praise this.
Yeah.
You asked me to shit on this movie.
Well, they might have voted correctly because they want to hear you shit on the movie.
True, but
people enjoy your shitting
I
on
saw
stuff.
some of the comments, and they were just like, oh, I love Con Air. I'm voting for that. And you're like, it's not what this show is. It's not what this show is.
You done fucked it up, son. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna break this film down. This film from Simon West,
Jerry Bruckheimer.
Jerry Bruckheimer,
In the
production.
full Bruckheimer style.
That's right.
Just full on, man. When he was like, it's great because you have a bunch of actors in this.
Yeah.
And they all know
Good
going
actors.
into it, oh, it's Bruckheimer, it's in the summer, so nobody's career is going to be hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody in Hollywood understands exactly what this movie is. It's just like, go make your money because everybody knows this is going to do huge.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter as long as it's a Jerry Bruckheimer film
Yeah.
in the mid-90s in the summer. It's guaranteed to do double its budget,
Yeah.
whatever its budget is. I think minimum at that point.
Yeah.
And it is that 100%.
Yeah, man. And it's interesting because it's a story of a guy, Nicolas Cage, doing some of the worst Southern accents you've ever heard.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, he's apparently he's a Marine or something.
He's an Army Ranger.
He's an Army Ranger, special force like Army
Yeah.
Ranger. That's right. Somebody messes with. Do they mess with his wife or do they mess with him?
Oh, so you didn't rewatch it for this?
Oh, just remind me. I've seen it 9,000 times.
Okay.
So I love this movie. So shitting on it is going to be hard for me, but I'm going to be in the spirit of Blunderdome.
Listen,
and do that.
I'll just start you off, okay?
Please do.
I'll just start you off. A little taste.
Sure.
It opens on montage of indeterminate troops doing troop things.
Yes.
So it's like tanks and
Right.
this, and just like at the front of every conflict.
Yeah.
U.S. Army Rangers are the first in of every major U.S. I think it's Powers Booth doing the narration.
Of course it is.
Gorgeous voice. And you kind of wish Powers Booth was in it because I always love me some Powers Booth.
Damn right.
So anyway,
the late great Powers Booth.
It opens up on
Rest in peace. Yep.
Nick Cage getting dismissed. He's leaving.
Yeah.
He's leaving the Rangers. He's leaving the Army.
Right.
He's getting honorably discharged. He's going home to his wife, and she is
Monica
3 months.
Potter.
Yeah, 3 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And he walks into the bar, and she sees him from afar, and he's beautifully lit from above.
Of course.
Just this, like, is the moon out? Because it seems like you should be walking into neon, and he's perfectly lit.
Isn't he holding his army bag or whatever his bag?
I can't remember
duffel
that.
bag? I thought
I
it was
just
holding it.
remember he's starting to thin out across
Yes.
the top a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wonder how much of a discussion his head was of getting plugs at this point in his life.
right.
Or doing something about this. Potentially, I'm going to have a horseshoe on the side of my head
Right.
if this continues on its current trajectory. So he goes up to his wife, right, and hugging, and there's 3 jackasses at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
And one of them sees him in his Army Ranger.
Yeah.
This is akin to a Navy SEAL or a Green Beret
Yeah.
or any number of, this is our wing of the military and this is the elite section of that wing of the military.
Right.
It doesn't matter the country either. You guys have your versions as well. The Mossad
Yeah.
or whatever the case is. He walks up to him and openly hits on his wife.
For no reason.
No reason.
Just to goad this guy.
Utterly unprovoked.
Yeah.
Guy is an Army Ranger. You're a drunk, alcoholic idiot on the end of the bar, and you walk out, you throw money in his face. Why don't you go get us some drinks? I'm sorry. What is this character? Other than a plot convenience.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
This whole film is full of plot
The
conveniences.
depth of it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to like whatever, and she's like, don't pay attention. And the
Yeah.
guy jostles him like one more time, and then he walks away and he goes back, and she's like, you're almost that guy.
Yeah.
And I thought the Rangers would have gotten rid of that guy. And be like, I think, yes, and the Rangers also would have honed that guy into
Yeah.
a killing machine.
Yes, very much so.
Considering he became a Ranger. And then they go to leave the bar, and suddenly it's storming.
Yes.
Like an old
Out in
fucking
the rain.
Brando film or something.
yeah.
And the 3 dudes come around this chain link fence, and they're like, hey, we're here to rape your wife kind of thing. And she runs in to get help.
Yeah.
And he starts to get his ass whooped, and he kicks 3 dudes' asses, but it's really just like punch or a kick here, punch or a kick here, punch or a kick. And then he does the open strike palm to the bottom of the nose and kills the dude, which apparently you can't kill somebody doing that.
Oh, I've heard you can't kill. So you can't kill someone.
Recently I read somewhere it's just like actually the chances of that happening are so impossibly slim.
Okay.
And it just kind of became a movie thing, like that and Last Boy Scout when Taylor Negron gets one.
That's right.
He gets an uppercut version of that, and he goes down right, and the dude had a knife. So as the two friends are scurrying away, it picks up his knife. But what I love is later on in the film, John Cusack, when he's trying to make a case for, hey, we got Cameron Poe up there, he's on our side, and he opens his file. Because the guy runs with the knife and she's the only witness, they never tell us at the trial, but the judge tells him, like, basically, you're a deadly weapon and you should have known better, so I'm going to send you away for voluntary manslaughter, which this is utter horseshit. The guy pulled a knife and he defended his wife. It's in the official transcript that Cusack reads later on. He's like, the guy was defending his wife from 3 people, and be like, oh, well, then he should have gotten it away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because then they could have compared the injuries. The medical examiner would have looked at the dude he killed and be like, he punched him twice.
Yeah, and since when does a judge turn on an Army Ranger over 3 guys?
And if the injuries weren't like he beat his ass for 30 minutes, it's like he had maybe a broken eye, like occipital bone or something like that, and a broken nose.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's not like he had a spinal contusion and a broken kneecap and 17 other things. It was like, no, he took like 2 shots to the head and this dude went down. Right. Like, it was an accident. You can't give him manslaughter. It's just ridiculous.
Right.
The movie is ridiculous. That's the start of the movie.
That's the start of the movie. And then, boom, we're in the prison with who was in the prison? Because I know Malkovich.
The dude from Forrest Gump.
Oh, McKelty Williamson, right?
Yeah.
That's right. He's in there with him. He's got the diabetes that he's dealing with.
Yep.
Rachel Tickerton is one of the guards. You remember her from Total Recall. And then so they're all getting eventually they're all getting like transported somewhere, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, he's getting released on parole. His cellmate is getting transferred to a different prison, but then all the other super badasses that are showing up, the federal government just built a new Supermax, so they're picking them all up to take to this new Supermax, which is a great way to get all of them in one place. I will give them that.
Exactly.
It's a good piece of business on the story on that.
Right.
I do appreciate that. But, man, his accent.
Oof, I know.
The top of that, so we're just supposed to take it like he's bettering himself, so he learns Spanish.
Yeah.
And then he's learning origami.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are things that bring you peace, man.
Those are the 2 things they showed us. It's not
origami brings you peace, man.
He's reading a lot.
Yes, he is.
Or he's doing something else, perhaps more fulfilling than listening to tapes on Spanish.
Yes.
And origami.
This is going to come in handy, though.
When does the origami come in handy?
Well, I'm talking the Spanish. I'm talking about the Spanish. He's talking to the guard. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But,
so they're all getting transferred over. And it's like Malkovich.
Yeah.
Ving Rhames, Danny Trejo.
Dave Chappelle. Eventually Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
Who else?
And there's a bunch, but not...
Trejo.
Right, what he said, Danny Trejo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But not anyone else of note, really. Those are the
it's all guys that maybe popped up 1 or 2 things here. I can't remember who the pilot is.
Oh, MC Gainey. MC Gainey is the pilot.
Okay, he's one of those that guys.
I love that guy.
The dude from, is it Next Generation? The Scottish actor?
Cole Meany.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's the DEA agent.
Right, trying to catch him. Yep. Because what it is they're transferring him, and then, unbeknownst to them, Cyrus the Virus, which is Malkovich's character, with a great fucking name.
Is it?
Is it though?
Then there's Diamond Dog.
Diamond Dog.
That's terrible.
What was Trejo's name? Like Johnny Ninehearts or something like that for like
23 or 24 or something.
Yeah.
Like the number of women he had raped.
Yeah, Jesus, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And so they set it up so they can escape on a plane. Right.
Yeah, so Cyrus, Diamond Dog, the other dude who they let out and Poe kills later on in the cargo hold. Those are the 3 main ones, and then the drug dealer, the South American drug dealer.
Right.
That they go to, and he's got the stashed private plane.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand when Cusack and Poe are there later, and they take out the 3 dudes, and then the drug dealer shows up later, sees the 2 or 3 guys on the ground, and then runs into the plane, and the pilot just sitting in the pilot seat. So is he sitting there the whole time, and he watched these dudes just get killed, and goes, you know what, I don't need to be out there.
I don't need to get involved, yeah.
Or
I get a bonus for
I just
this.
love it because when he shows up, he's like, all right, we ready? Just like, all right, well, you know, I guess you are drug dealers from South America. It's kind of cold-blooded.
Yeah. Cold-blooded.
You made no attempt to save your friends. You would have had a good vantage point at the element of surprise.
I'd imagine if you're a drug dealer, it wouldn't matter to you.
Yeah, but he was just the pilot.
Yeah.
It's a special skill set.
That's true.
So maybe he would have just hidden. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, they get crazy. They get put on a plane or by the guards, and they're all strapped in, doing their things, and you know, they get warned about doing anything with a female guard and all this kind of shit, and then it starts to happen.
Yeah, Chappelle pulls, you know, a condom or something that's got lighter fluid and a match out of his throat and lights the dude up next to him, and that sends everybody to him frenzy. And meanwhile, the Diamond Dog and Cyrus the Virus have pulled pins out of their palms and are currently unlocking their handcuffs.
Very conveniently.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Chappelle, who had just gotten up then to get the keys from the guard, unlock the outer gate to unlock the gates that control them, and then they get out and they take the plane.
It's weird. It's the whole thing is like, it's all set up to have this big fight with them on the plane. Like, it's all set up for that. There's no backstory, really. There's no real, like, layered general character performance.
No.
It's like, you're in the situation. You're about to get released because you're about to go on bail, and you're like looking around everybody, thanking God that you're not in the same boat, and then boom. Yeah,
once they take over, you know, the plane, they kill a few people, and they got to land and exchange those people, and it's just you know, it seems rather convenient and easy for them to have taken over this plane, this flying cargo ship, and what I don't understand is, like, later on, so they say that they have the weapons down in the cargo hold, and when Cyrus the Virus goes to break into it, it's a padlocked door on the exterior of the plane. So you mean to tell me when this thing was up in flight, it just had a master lock slapping on the side of the plane?
You're doing a lot of thinking for this thing, man.
It's what I do in every movie. Have you ever seen a padlock on the outside of a plane?
No, I never have.
No, it's just like, what? So he comes in later, and and he's got like that M16, and he manages to shoot through the gate.
Yes,
with like 8 bullets.
Yep.
So those can pierce more than one piece of steel.
Yeah,
just go right through it.
So
this machine gun is loaded with armor-piercing bullets.
Right. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
And then like later on, when they set up the little corridor for all the cops to go down, as if they've never seen a war movie or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Any ambush movie in their entire life.
Right.
You know what? Instead of going around this junkyard, let's go through the only alleyway where everything is 15 feet above us. And there's perfect perch points for assassins.
Right.
It's like, what is that? Clear and Present Danger when the Colombians are on the rooftops firing down at Jack Ryan. It's just like, you're boxed in. This is never a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, usually guys have guns and they're looking up over to see who's up above.
Yeah.
Which they're doing in this. And there's a junkyard with full propane tanks.
Yeah.
Because you throw those away. You know what I mean? When a propane tank is full.
Yeah.
And they've been sitting in the sun for who knows how long, that they're corroding from the elements, but they still manage to hold their propane charge.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You're
but what I don't understand from that entire scene, they steal the guns from the cargo hold. And it's M16s, sure.
Great.
And shotguns, sure.
Yeah.
And handguns, sure. Those all make sense on some level, I guess. Shotguns and handguns specifically.
Yeah.
For the type of situation that the guards would need it, because if they got unruly, it's closed confines. You want something, you know, that could take down. But they also have those things that fire grenades.
Yeah.
And why would you ever need that on a pressurized tube that is going 30,000 feet in the air?
Smart question, man.
Why would you need that? Because there is nowhere, like, you could fire a shotgun and we don't go down. You could fire technically an M16 and we don't go down. Yeah. A gun. You fire that, there's no conceivable world where that doesn't puncture a massive hole in the side of this plane and take us down instantly.
Exactly.
It seems like that's overkill. Seems like that's overkill. And not only did they have one of those, I believe they have at least 3.
Yeah.
Because there's 3. I want to say there were 3 prisoners that fire those at the cops at the third act of that movie.
Yeah.
It's probably more than 3 then.
Yeah, you think? Okay.
I don't know. Why would you bring 3? It seems like a weird number.
Okay.
You were in the military. Did you ever bring 3 of anything?
Well, yeah, because with you, it's 4.
What do you mean with me it's 4?
Well, I'm saying with you, it's 4. Like you bid 3 things and then yourself, right? Aren't you bringing yourself? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the gun. They only have 3 of those types of guns.
Yeah.
So wouldn't they have more of those types of guns? Why would you only bring 3? Like, wouldn't you bring 6?
Oh, well, because you don't. If the mutiny happens, you don't want them to be heavily armed. You don't want to come up.
You got 3 of them. I'm pretty sure they're pretty heavily armed. On top of 8 to 10 to 12 M16s. And how many shotguns and how many, there's tons of ammunition on this thing.
I guess you're right.
Like, the payload of this, 60% of it is ammunition and guns.
Yes.
Makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because, right?
You're paying for all this fuel to carry around, an arsenal.
Yeah.
Every time you move this thing?
And these nutty guys are all on there. Yeah, exactly.
And how many people are on there? Why? Every guard then has 3 guns.
Yeah.
It's just what situation do you get? It can't even go full prison riot. I don't understand.
No. My God. It's craziness. So they get up on the plane and you have the bunny moment. Put down the bunny.
Oh, yeah.
What are we talking about there? I mean, that's such a weird line to say, right? And why would you put it in there? And then the way he says it, and the guy who, I forget who the guy is who plays the villain. He was the villain in...
I don't remember.
He was in Riddick and in Pitch Black.
Yeah.
I think...
Even you saying that doesn't spark it.
Yeah.
Because when I saw him in it, I was like, oh, yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't place what else I'd seen him in, but it was one of those of I know I've seen you before, and I guess I just associate you with this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then, so everything starts to fall apart on that damn plane, slowly but surely. And he gets crazy. Or Cyrus gets crazy. Because he does, apparently there's a rendezvous or something they got to get to or some kind of thing.
Yeah, Carson City, that's where the drug dealer's playing it, because he's going to ditch everybody at that point, and it's just going to be him and Diamond Dog and maybe 1 or 2 other dudes and then this drug dealer.
Right.
But basically just the 3 of them. And now that they lost Chappelle, they don't have to worry about him anymore. He's gone.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. This is one of his, movie roles from that time. There was that Martin Lawrence one where there's a jewel thief that has to leave his diamond in what becomes a Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah.
He plays the best friend of Martin Lawrence that leaves the diamond in what becomes a police station. Blue Streak?
Blue is... Blue Streak. Yeah, Blue Streak.
Something like that? Yeah. Yep. It was this string of and then he was the best friend and You've Got Mail to Tom Hanks, a really small part. And just he's never really, he got all these weird shots.
Yeah.
Until eventually he got his own show and whatever.
Yeah.
But before then, because I'd been a fan for years at that point.
Yeah.
So it's oh, that's awesome. Hopefully he blows up and does whatever the hell he wants to. I've loved this guy, forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but I mean like that was when he's talking about the bunny that you brought up before, his southern accent, man. Sometimes it's very plantation genteel.
Yeah.
And then at other times, it's full backwater.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't understand. It's so where are you from?
Right.
Because you're giving off an aristocratic feel at certain times.
Right.
And at other times, you slur your words through as if you don't have more than a 6th grade education.
Yeah.
And it comes and goes. And it's I don't understand. And the other thing is he buys the bunny. I guess they would have that at the commissary for when families come and you want to get your kids a gift or something.
But I don't know if they have... Yeah, because I thought the bunny was something that she had brought him while he was in prison.
No, he bought it because the day he gets out is also his daughter's 7th birthday or something, and he's never met her in 7 years.
That's right. Makes a deal about that. Yeah.
I got to bring her a gift, kind of. But then later on, he says pictures.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get her picture back, and you're hold on. Where is this guy from? I don't understand. Was he living in the house, or was he part of the crew that came to mow the grass of this house?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's craziness.
It is crazy. You're from Virginia. I'm born in the South. I got tons of family in the South. I lived in the South for a while. I've known numerous Southern accents.
Yep.
You don't really vacillate. You have your style. Sometimes it's region specific, but sometimes within that region there's variations.
Yeah.
I don't get it. They should have just knocked it off and been you don't have one. It's fine. It's like Kevin Costner and Robin Hood. You know what? Let's go back and do reshoots on the beginning because you lost it by the end, and these are your better scenes anyway. So.
Yeah, but this is right around the time when he has clout to do that. To say like, I want to do different,
especially with Bruckheimer.
Oh yeah, I want to do it because of the Rock and everything.
Yeah,
I was like
post Rock, he'd write his own ticket with Bruckheimer.
Of course. And so he's doing that kind of stuff, and so you indulge it, but then everyone else is like, I don't know. It's fascinating to me that you introduce someone like Cyrus the Virus, but then he doesn't really. All he ever does is kind of fail at everything he tries to do. Everything he tries to do, he pretty much fails. And he's supposed to be this incredibly intelligent, blah, blah, blah guy. But he thwarts him every single time, Con Air does. Nicolas Cage does. Almost every single time he thwarts him in what he's trying to do on that on the plane and then afterwards.
I'll give him, like, he thwarts him in ways that are believable.
Oh, sure. I didn't say they weren't.
Cyrus has already put together a decent master plan. The only one that utterly falls apart is writing on Chappelle's white shirt with a black Sharpie and then throwing him out of a plane, and he lands face first. Well, guess what? That shirt is destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have someone forensically put it back together. Like, days later, this would have been on CSI back in the day with Peterson, like in its early iteration, and it would have taken him like a day and a half, 2 days to like take tweezers and put the shirt back together. Then that gives a clue, which gets to the third act clue, which solves the case ultimately, kind of thing.
Right.
And within 5 minutes, they figured out like, hey, we got a message for you. And how does he beat Cusack in the car, the plane, getting to that airfield?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they were supposedly, you would assume, if you're stopping in this other place, that it's on the way to like. The third place.
Of course.
Right?
Right.
And he manages to get to the in-between airfield.
Right.
And that would seem like it's a further distance away as opposed to something that's closer than, I don't know.
Well, everything is convenient to get him to Vegas, right? The whole thing plays out conveniently to get him to take over the plane. Well, and MC Gainey flies out the plane to Vegas. Do you know why they chose Vegas? Do you have any reason why they chose Vegas? Is it closer to his home?
I think it makes a more dramatic setting in the movie. That's it.
That's what I think it was.
That's the entire motivation. I think that was Bruckheimer's only note.
Yeah.
We're going to land this thing on the Sunset Strip when there's a tremendous lack of cars and foot traffic.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm not sure what time that is.
They do the smart thing. They land down by Riviera and Circus Circus.
Yeah.
Which, given where we were, where the strip was when this came out, like, the other end of the strip was still nicer than that end, but it wasn't dramatically so like it is now.
Right.
Where it's leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've walked the strip quite a few times. Yeah. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah.
We live close enough. You can end up there whenever you want to if you so chose.
Yeah.
And when they land on the strip, which I love that because you say it was Gainey is the actor's name?
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm landing on the strip. And you're like, at this point, you're not over the strip, so you could make a choice and go practically anywhere else.
That's a good point.
You have enough gas to where if you just hook a right or a left, dogleg this thing one way or the other, you could still land in desert.
Yeah.
You aren't past the point of no return.
Well, I feel like someone made a decision that wasn't going to happen.
I think eventually it's just like you try to get to the airport, but it seems like that should have been a discussion they had 10 minutes before, and suddenly they were just over Vegas. Yeah. There was no, we're approaching Vegas. It just suddenly it's like they're at South Point already when you're driving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is still like, 20 minutes outside of real Vegas, but that's where Vegas sprawl begins.
Yeah.
So it's like at that point, they're like, we're going to the airport and be like, well, you should have made this in Prim.
Yeah.
Like an hour away. We should have had this discussion a while ago because you knew that engine was down. Like you've been up in the air. This is it. But the land on the strip. So it's great though where it lands and it's like, oh yeah, that used to be there. I forgot about that. And like the Sands, the Sands was right about there.
Not anymore.
Yeah, and like this was there, and like Circus or Riviera hasn't changed. That place is a dump. Circus is the worst.
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
And the Stratosphere.
What's the Paris one? I've been that one.
Oh, that's further up the strip.
Yeah.
Like this is down near like Howard Hughes' place was down Imperial Palace or whatever that is. It's supposedly a swastika from overhead, like the building itself. I don't know if it is or is not.
Yikes, man. Yikes.
But that's the story that I heard once. I was like, oh, okay. That's that part of the strip is just trash. You go down there, it's like $2 blackjack tables. Oof. You're like, whoa, hey, pretty low limits around here.
It can make a killing.
Yeah, you can. So you get enough poor, saps in here.
Well, and then like they have this battle, him and Khomeini, through the whole film about like his status. So much so that they drop Khomeini's car out of the sky, his new Mustang or whatever.
Oh, that's a cherry, like, I want to say, I think is that a Stingray? Wow. It's from the 60s, I want to say. If I had to guess, I'd say somewhere like 62 to 64.
Okay.
Corvette. Now, that's a classic. That thing is pretty choice.
Yeah.
That is like, I haven't liked Corvettes for a long time.
Right.
But there are some from the 70s and then the 50s and 60s that I think are just gorgeous.
Wow.
And I'm not a car guy, but they made some.
But when you see it, you just know.
Yeah, you do. You're like, that is a sweet piece of machinery right there. Like, that's when you understand car guys' fascination with cars.
Yeah.
You see something that really rings true with you. It just doesn't across. Like, I understand your appreciation.
Right.
It's just I'm not a gearhead. I'm not like I understand what all this stuff is. I know what the difference between horsepower and torque. Like, I get all that crap, but at the same time, just like I don't get jazzed for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they destroy it it gets latched onto. So Poe tries to hinder them once again. He ties the bottom of the plane, kind of like when somebody ties two shoelaces together of an unsuspecting person.
He's a very smart guy.
Sure.
Unfortunately.
Sure. And then Cyrus the Virus sees it at the last second and shoots it out from the cement pillar that it's wrapped around.
Yeah.
And then as they're taking off, it's whipping around and it goes through a shack and latches onto the front axle of the Corvette and then drags that up with it into the air.
Yeah.
And somehow they still make it airborne.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, he's an Army Ranger.
Maybe.
He would know.
It doesn't seem impossible to me. I wonder how heavy that car is, though.
No shit. No shit.
That's a pretty heavy car.
Yeah, and then he finally stops him. All the money blows up all over the place. Monica Potter is there. The fire department is there. Monica Potter is there with her 7-year-old daughter. Which, by the way, how they were able to get to that place so quickly is phenomenal to me.
They choppered him in.
Like, yeah,
for some reason.
Because I mean, she was sitting there talking with Cusack and his people, and in the office, and they chopper her in. But it's like, it's still a police. It's still like a crime scene. All that kind of shit all over the place.
He's still a parolee.
Yeah. Yeah, so
he's still technically in jail. He's not out of jail yet.
Nope.
I love at the end when the three of them are escaping.
Yeah.
And Cusack, I understand why you have to get on a police. You steal the motorcycle.
Oh.
Why does Poe have to?
Yeah.
Why does he go? He gets on it, I believe, before Cusack gives him a look like it's go time.
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay, all right. You're the Lone Ranger. And you got to get the bandits before they leave town. Why wouldn't you just yell at one of the 3,000 cops that are around here and being like, the bad guys are getting away?
Yeah.
Or the FBI, the DEA, anybody else. There's so many government agencies that are there right now.
Well, it's never stated, why this whole thing happens. Like, why he can't. I don't know what the word is, but like, he's so close to parole. He's so close, but then he sacrifices for his friend. He's like. All of that is all vehicles, though, man. It's all vehicles to make us feel sympathy for him because he's a convict.
Yeah, but I think we would view it as wrongly convicted.
Sure.
So he was ultimately a redeemed character before the movie even begins.
Yeah.
So there's really no growth for the character. He's just doing what you assume he did in prison. It's like, yeah, he was a good guy before.
Yeah.
The other guy he didn't have death coming, but he didn't intend to kill him.
Right.
So it's just an accident.
Yeah.
He was unprovoked, and he was defending his wife.
Yeah.
And himself. The guy pulled a switchblade.
Yikes.
Like, so the movie has no arc.
No.
Really.
No.
It just, this happens, and then this happens, and,
Right.
It's point A to point B.
Yeah. And
That's
huh?
Oh, nothing.
No, and then it just ends.
Huh?
Right? With the Trisha Yearwood or
Bruckheimer 90s summer movie.
Yeah, Leanne Rimes song and
how do I live without you?
Exactly.
Oh, it is one of those of, oh yeah, this song.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this. And actually, my wife and I just had a Leanne Rimes discussion like 2 nights ago.
Oh, wow.
Because we were listening to Christmas tunes in the car.
Yeah.
And she does, I think it's Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
And it was her. And it's like, where's Leanne Rimes band? Because she'll listen to country music every once and again, and she's like, yeah, I don't know if she puts out much anymore. I think she acts every once and again like a Hallmark movie.
Well, she's on Yeah, she's doing all kinds of weird shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I was just like, where's she been?
Yeah, because she's with she married that guy that she helped cheat on his wife with.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't know diddly about
you
it.
don't know anything about this gossip? Oh,
No.
yeah. She was Brandy Glanville.
I don't know Leanne Rimes. I'm sorry.
Well, every once in a while you'll stumble into a story. I always think.
Yeah, that's true.
But Brandy Glanville was married to Eddie Cibrian, and Eddie Cibrian, Brandy Glanville rather.
Oh, the dude with the dimples?
Yes.
They're like the ridiculous dimples.
Yeah, ridiculous dimples.
You know where that comes from?
What? Dimples?
Dimples, for the most part. So,
Oh, you're going to destroy dimples for people? Yes, please.
well, it's how they figured out cool sculpting works.
Oh, okay.
So the stuff that if you listen to you get it here at Sports Talk Radio here in Los Angeles, but there's stuff called cool sculpting. So where they take I believe it looks almost like one of those ultrasound machines or something like that. But they put some gel down something and it rubs over and it super freezes the fat cells and it shrinks them and then your body reabsorbs them and I think you poop them out later.
Okay.
And that's how you have to stay up and in and whatever the case is. So they figured that out by they noticed that kids when they were younger, if they ate more popsicles, they were more prone to getting dimples because as you sucked on it, your cheeks would go in and the cold, consistently touching the cold, would freeze that fat. So the skin around it would grow like that. You know what I mean? So the fat would pocket around this patch of this consistent area. And if you do it, like say you have a popsicle 2-3 nights a week when you're a kid.
Nasty. Yeah.
Or like you have those Otter Pops in the summer and you have one every day or 2 times a day or something. I knew kids that they had in the garage, they'd have like this old crappy freezer and their mom would go to, it was Sam's Club when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they get like the cases and they would just, every time you go to their house, you were just waiting for them to go, you want an Otter Pop?
Yeah.
Because they always had Otter Pops. You're like, yep. Because you didn't have it in your house, but at his house, they were just like, boom, if I'm thirsty, I'm having an Otter Pop.
Jump on top of it.
Yeah, and it's the middle of the summer. It's like, who doesn't want an Otter Pop? What flavors you got? Did you eat all the blues and greens yet? Or you still got some, I kind of like orange. And I do that. I think grape was my least favorite at that time.
Oh, yeah. And still now?
Yeah, it's just, so that's what I read at least, but I think I read it in the Times or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they get into this fight, but no one ever retaliates, right? Because none of the saviors, none of the police are like, I don't know, they don't like try to kill any of the people on the plane or anything, right? When they land or anything, they just
because they put them in ambulances,
right? And what a funny way to die for Cyrus with the fucking whatever that is, the rock crusher on the face,
the utterly ridiculous way.
Yeah,
the utterly ridiculous way. It doesn't make a lick of sense. So he gets handcuffed to the fire truck's extending ladder that you do for like, hey, there's a 10-story fire. Great. Our truck already has a ladder on it type of thing.
Right.
The thing that I would always love to like just run up, like see it go up and then go up on it myself, not into an actual fire, but just to like do it. And there's one of those skywalks over Vegas. I think it's over at Binion's or something is what they hit. So he goes flying through that and he lands for some reason in a rock, like a mini quarry.
Right.
I'm not entirely sure what they're destroying. It's just a conveyor belt that's dropping rocks. Well, where are these rocks coming from? I don't know. Is there a construction site right there? There was some things under construction, but not enough to where you need a rock crusher.
Yeah.
It seems as though that you would just take that elsewhere. You'd like load it into a truck and then just that would get done elsewhere. And then where it unloads to, there's not a pile of rocks. It's just barren land.
Right.
And then like 3 rocks and then him.
Yeah. Let's just put it here.
And this thing's just running. There's nobody around. And it's the middle of the night. So this thing just runs continuously 24 hours a day with no human supervision?
I guess so.
And he's lying on it long enough and it just crushes his skull? It doesn't make any sense.
I know. So the film ends with them walking away in the sunset or in the night, the moonlight and the sun. The bright colors and everything. That's how the film ends. And he's back together, and there's no real lesson learned. Like you're not going to try and kill anybody. Like there's no attempt to.
Why would there be?
No, but there's no attempt to try to redeem his character a bit in her eyes. You know.
Look, he hadn't gone full Armageddon yet, which is like you need the ending to have cheesy, sappy song, and there's a self-sacrifice there.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately we was like, oh, you know what this formula needs? Schmaltz.
Yeah, it is.
And then now we take it to another level.
All right.
That's what Con Air to me is, Armageddon without the schmaltz. It actually makes more sense
How dare you?
on almost every level.
You're so ridiculous.
Except for the emotional connection that the characters have with one another.
I feel like
Outside of
sometimes you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, I do know what I'm talking because Armageddon makes no sense.
Okay, we
Literally
can't do
no
that.
sense.
Okay, now you're crossing the line.
Yeah, it's that you know my feelings, and I know your feelings, and
I
I'm
know.
saying it
Well,
to push your button.
It's supposed to have fun. It's supposed to be fun.
It's
Just like this film. It's supposed to be fun. Like it was tough bashing this film, but it's supposed to be fun.
okay. Well, you keep telling yourself that because I think you need to justify liking a terrible movie.
I always have to do that.
Yeah, no, I do it with other terrible
That's
movies.
the weird thing about my taste, man. It's like I'll have all this, like I don't know, these French films or Russian films.
Jean movie extraordinaire. Cinéma Paradiso changed the life of this young man.
This 9-hour epic in black and white is amazing.
Exactly.
And then I'll just and then I'll pop on Con Air and be like, "This is fucking film's great."
Overly pretentious. If you watch this movie every second, it would take like 3 years. One of those movies. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Like I watched it in bits and pieces over the past 12 years. It's amazing. It's by the second year that it's just so moving.
Yeah, it's touching. All right, well, that's our man. We're at the 43, 44 minute mark. This is a long one, man.
I'm not surprised.
What a fun film to break down and tear apart on Blunderdome. Thanks again, Wiley Todd, for suggesting John Cusack movies,
yes,
and to the two gentlemen,
Brian and Joey, for submitting your 2 picks.
Yep.
And those listening in the future, if you wanted us to praise, then you chose incorrectly. Choose the one you want us to poop on.
Exactly.
That's what we are here to do on Blunderdome. It is a blunder.
Yes, right. We bashed it for a while. If you're listening to this, right, and you haven't become a Patreon subscriber or patron, you can go to www.patreon.com/the top 10, the number 10, and become subscribed. And we might, if you pledge on a certain tier, we might be selecting your name to be a part of this process of Blunder / Blunderdome.
Going forward, Boss Hog will be part of the discussion, so it'll open it up, and we'll double the names that are in this pool. But at the same time, I think we have some new people coming on board for next month.
Great.
And I know some of the people that already won said, hey, try and figure out a way so you spread the love around so we get other people involved. I thought that was nice of them.
That's very sweet.
It is. It's just like, hey, it'd be nice, and we just wanted to keep it random and fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not like cherry pick. But if it does get to be like really lopsided, then perhaps we'll just go, hey, these 3 people haven't been in it, so we're going to exclude everybody else.
That's our rules. We can make rules.
Yeah, and if we're down to 3, then perfect. We got those 3 names.
Absolutely.
Done and done. But anyway, so...
But this next one coming up, the voting is done...
Tomorrow. We had to start it a day early just because of the holidays. So the voting ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We apologize that basically we made no announcement outside of on social media, but you should really be following us on social media.
I mean,
anyway.
seriously, what are you doing?
You're doing yourself a disservice.
What you're doing? What are you doing with your life? For God's sakes?
Exactly. Living a life that isn't as full as it could be.
That's right. That's right.
You ever feel like you're only at like 90%? Well, you know what you're missing is 10% of Matt and John in your life every day.
I just want Cameron Poe to do a little follow the boys on Twitter.
Well, it'll be perfect diction in the first half of the sentence, and the second half it'll devolve into an indeterminate Southern. Is it Creole? Is it just really like, South, Appalachia? Is it? I'm not entirely sure. Does he handle snakes or not?
That's all.
Does he handle snakes or not? That's what I want to know.
That's how I delineate.
Exactly. How many tongues does he speak in? I'm not entirely sure.
Oh man. But yeah, all right. So if you want to vote, please vote. As you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on the Sunday and then Monday morning, because we're going to cut it off on Monday so that we can possibly do it that night or do it. The
bang
next
out
night.
The recording that week because of the holiday week coming up. I'll be out of town seeing some family.
Yep.
So we're going to try and bang out as many episodes as we can. So you guys, you get nonstop top 10 while we're gone.
And so I can relax as well.
Exactly. So you can take 2 weeks off, and I can take 2 weeks off.
Right. We can enjoy our lives.
Enjoy yourself and go and do some things outside of staring at each other's ugly mouths.
How dare you, sir?
For 45 minutes at a time.
How dare you?
Hey, look, I called myself equally ugly, and
that's fair.
I'm not. Anyway. My wife brought up. If you're a fan of the show and you're down at the shop, just drop that you're a fan of the top 10 and she will give you 10% off.
Boom.
So just hit me up, tag me on Twitter or Instagram or something. Let me know, and then boom, you get 10% off.
Man, that's a happy holiday.
Yeah.
That's a gift under the tree.
Yeah. She just saw a bunch of people are going down there and letting me know anyway and tagging the shop in it. She appreciated it, but she was like, if you're going to come down, it's really cool.
I should bring a bunch of people down. to have pizza at your place. That'd be great. Anything else to add, Matt?
No, that I believe that is it. I just wanted to make sure. I was going through my head. Thanks to everybody on Patreon that has supported us.
Yes, absolutely.
We wouldn't be back without any of you. And everybody that has said, I would love to, but, I don't have the means or can't right now. Whatever the case is, the fact that you guys listen and our numbers have been even better than I had hoped.
Thank you so much.
Exactly. We've had some weeks where we're just like, this is getting really fun.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? This is getting to like, okay, I didn't know that we'd be doing these numbers this quick.
Yeah.
It's really put a smile on my face, especially when we heard the other day and we were like, wow, that show the first week did that. And I don't even want to say because it just sounds like we're bragging.
Yeah.
But know that we both have smiles on our face right now. I hope it's contagious and you could hear that shit because trust me, we've had a few lately where when we get the numbers just from the following week, you're like, dude, that's number one at the box office. Like, that's a good feeling. I imagine that's what it's like when you open a movie and you haven't heard the numbers and then you hear it and you're like, dude, we just destroyed everybody else that came out this week.
That's
like,
right.
It's not even. There is no drop-off. So it's fantastic. So thank you to everybody that support us that helped bring us back. We would not be here, and especially the individuals on Patreon. That's the reason we're doing this show entirely, and we're doing a few other things and coming up with more ideas. We're going to try and continue to grow this and make it worthwhile. Yeah. And for us to say thank you to you for having supported us, financially, but also with encouragement and just to get us back on and doing everything again. And that's it. Have a Merry Christmas. Have Happy Holidays.
Enjoy yourselves.
Happy Hanukkah.
Be safe.
Yes.
And like we said on the other show, if you get down, you get in a bad place, put on a bunch of episodes. Go on a binge of our episodes.
Well, now you just revealed something.
What's that? What did I reveal?
It's okay. Go ahead. People will figure it out.
I didn't reveal anything.
People will.
I didn't spoil anything.
You didn't.
Oh, yeah. Good. I'm so nervous about spoilers because Last Jedi. I saw Last Jedi and I'm nervous.
Don't you do it.
I know. I'm nervous about it.
Don't you do it. That'll tip their hand, but I'm doing it very, very soon. Very, very soon.
That might be fun to do something for the Patreon subscribers is to do a mini review of the film, me and you, if we have time. Why don't we add that to it? 7 episodes next week or some shit.
Friday afternoon?
Next Friday afternoon.
No. Well, I'm saying we do it the Friday after it opens, and then we can put it up whenever we want to. I'm trying to figure out when it works in my schedule.
It opens this week, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying, no. We don't put it out on the air. We record.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of record, like, if we did it, then we could figure out release. Because we already have so much else to do.
Yeah.
Trying to think of where in our schedule. Maybe we could tack it on to what we already have, but
maybe.
I think that night is already getting pretty long.
Yeah, it is.
Split into 2.
It is.
Which is fine.
Okay.
I can do 2.
We'll figure it out.
Let's play 2. The great Ernie Banks said that once. Let's play 2.
Let's play 2. I like Chuck Woolery back in 2 and 2.
2 and 2. 2 and 2. I got no problem with that. Who doesn't love Chuck Woolery?
I mean, come on. There's a love connection.
Yeah.
All right. That's enough banter from us.
What's crazy is the fact that there was like 4 of those game show hosts that were huge. That
of
kids
course.
Today wouldn't understand.
Nah.
You can say Chuck Woolery and every American go, I know Chuck Woolery.
Yeah. Wink Martindale. All of them. Yeah. Rod Roddy.
Well, that'd be Bob Barker. Bob Barker would be bigger. That crosses
Pat
generational.
Sajak. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, that is it.
Okay. Thanks, everyone, so much. As Matt said, enjoy your holidays. Happy holidays. Have a great time. And we'll talk to you soon.
Hasta luego.
On the Blunderdome.
Blunderdome.